How was your holiday? How was your holiday? Yeah, let me open the chat, see what you guys are saying. Restful and inspiring. Thanks for sharing that, Babs. I was just telling Danielle, my colleague who is supporting the backside of things for our webinar today, how I'm with family and we were, highly socially engaged the past few days. And I'm learning, discovering and learning how to say to loved ones that I need time alone. That I will be taking the walk around the neighborhood by myself. Love you all, but I want some time alone. So, invitation to practice that if you feel you need the recharge as well. Yeah, anyone else want to share in the chat how your holiday was? Oh, my turkey was not defrosted. Wow. Max. Oh, gotta love those great neighbors, huh? Hmm. All right, y'all. For those of you who've been here, bear with me. I'm going to go through the formal opening. And for those of you who are just coming to our mindfulness, or this might be one of your one of the very few Parkinson's Foundation's webinars that we've done together, welcome. My name is Crista Ellis, and I want to welcome you to the Parkinson's Foundation's Mindfulness Mondays. This community is near and dear to my heart. We've been going strong since COVID. It was the first webinar that we hosted in 2020 on April 6th. It was the first virtual webinar that we did through our PD Health at Home platform. And all of you continue to show up in this mindful capacity to support each other. So very grateful as we continue to explore this practice together. So feel open to submit questions, inspirations, poems, thoughts, feelings, impressions in the chat. You can join us on video. I love to see your shining faces. And our next English mindfulness session will be December 4th with Devin. This week, we are hosting a special Wellness Wednesday where our Chief Scientific Officer, Dr. James Beck, will be talking about the importance of participating in Parkinson's disease research. And this is also relevant to our care partners. Research is so important for the development and advancement in care options for people with Parkinson's, and also how it impacts our care partners. So if you're curious and just want to even learn the basics of clinical research, the history of research in Parkinson's disease, and why it's important for us to participate, please join us this Wednesday. I'll be there with our Chief Scientific Officer, Dr. Beck, and one of my colleagues, Evelyn, and a Parkinson's research advocate who will be joining us as well. So feel free to jump on that webinar this Wednesday. If you're new to Parkinson's, things are changing, you need someone to talk to, you'd like a resource, please don't hesitate to browse our very comprehensive website, parkinson.org. You can also call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO. If you prefer email, they have an email at helpline@parkinson.org as well. All right, there's our formal intros. Now let's get into the good stuff. How are you today? How are you? Let me know in the chat. So often this is a question that gets thrown around pretty vaguely, right? When someone says, how are you? We usually say, fine, I'm okay. Could be better. My grandmother, who's 90 years old, she goes, well, I'm alive. That's good, Granny. Tired and nauseous. Yeah. So question, how are you really? How are you really? So this is something we don't often get to really answer truthfully. And pretty much I don't tell people the honest God's truth until I'm with myself in my room with my journal. So how are you really? tired and frustrated, overwhelmed by the shopping mails, need simple joys. I'm so glad you're here, Babs. Let this be one of those simple joys. Yeah, beginning to feel stressed about the holidays. As okay as I can be, hanging in there, mentally strong. So grateful for that, Jim. I'm relieved. Just came out of work. I said I had Parkinson's, and the reaction was very supportive. Oh, Julie. Oh, I'm so grateful that you felt you could share that today. So today's title was Open to Gratitude, and it is certainly inspired by the holiday that us Americans recently celebrated. And so I would like to revisit a story of gratitude. So get comfy, it's story time. I'm going to share a little story with you. Well, a blind boy sat on the steps of a building with a hat by his feet. He held up a sign which read, "I am blind. Please help." There were only a few coins in the hat, spare change from folks as they hurried past. A man was walking by. He took a few coins from his pocket and dropped them into the hat. He then took the sign, turned it around, and wrote some words. Then he put the sign back in the boy's hand so that everyone who walked by would see the new words. Soon the hat began to fill up. A lot more people were giving money to the blind boy. That afternoon, the man who had changed the sign returned to see how things were. The boy recognized his footsteps and asked, "Were you the one who changed my sign this morning? What did you write?" The man said, "I only wrote the truth. I said what you said, but in a different way. I wrote, 'Today is a beautiful day, but I cannot see it.'" Both signs spoke the truth. But the first sign simply said the boy was blind, while the second sign conveyed to everyone walking by how grateful they could be to see. When our lives become full of troubles, it seems difficult to maintain an attitude of gratitude, doesn't it? Yeah. All we see are our problems, like a blackened storm cloud casting a dark shadow over our lives. And the times when everything just seems to be going smoothly, we often take these precious moments for granted too, don't we? I just realized that all three of my sisters, my mom and my dad and my 90-year-old grandmother, were in the same room for the first time in 6 years. Just realized that. I wasn't realizing that in that very precious moment. So caught up in the bliss, the comfort, and familiarity of it all, we can simply forget to be thankful. So what then? What is gratitude? What is gratitude? We would love to hear in the chat what you guys feel and believe and know what gratitude is. What is gratitude? Mhm. Thanks, Danielle. Simply put, gratitude is a habit. It's a way of looking at the world and all the good things in it with a feeling of appreciation, regardless of whether or not our current situation is to our liking. I'll give you an example. I put my phone in the washing machine last Wednesday. Do you know what Krista did? I said, "Oh, I guess I'm really supposed to connect. Digital detox it is." How grateful I am to not have a phone for 5 days. Can you imagine It's been the 5th day, and I'm not feeling so grateful right now. So that's an example. Looking at the world with all the good things in it with a feeling of appreciation, regardless of whether or not your current situation is to your liking. Gratitude is a heart-centered approach to being at peace with yourself and all that you have. Look around you. All this stuff, the warmth of your home, the comfort of that chair, the fact that you can see me, you can get on this computer and connect mindfully here. Wow, I'm so grateful for it. When you practice this feeling of gratitude, it attracts even more things in your life for which to be grateful for. So let's give it a go. Let's try it out right now. What or who do you have in your life to be thankful for? What or who? If you have a journal, feel free to write it in your journal. Freedom to live alone and have choice. Steve says, my wife, Carol. And Shar writes, I'm grateful or thankful for my cat, my dog, Macy, my family, Vivian. You know, one thing that's been coming up for me a lot is feeling so thankful for my health. I woke up this morning able to breathe through both nostrils, ate breakfast because I wasn't feeling nauseous, drank a cup of coffee, a glass of water, took a walk. How grateful I am that I'm capable of doing that, right? Don Otto, a warm room on a cold day. Yes, warm clothes. Our family. Glenda shares husband, children, grandkids, friends, peace. How grateful are we to live in a place of peace? So many people in the world right now struggling with that. My grandchildren. What or who do you have in your life to be thankful for? Terry, Barbara, Henry, Kai, Jeff, Susan, Catherine, Shelley, Kathy, Bill, Sue. My entire family. Vivian, Jeff, Darlene, what are you grateful for today? Good. So something that we haven't been reminded of in our recent sessions is the importance of the environment when we try and practice a mindfulness seated meditation. And that's the environment that you're in. So thinking if you want to light a candle, close the blinds, get some headphones so you can eliminate some distractions that might be in your external environment. And then we're going to settle in. I'm going to settle in with you. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me okay. Okay, great. So most of us have done this before. You can close your eyes, take a deep breath, plant your feet on the ground, let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Bring some space in between the top teeth and the lower. Take a swallow, lick your lips. Take a deep breath in. And think about something or someone in your life you are very grateful for. And think about where you can feel that in your body. And you have this sensation of gratitude for someone or something in your life. Where do you feel this sensation? In our practice today, I will be encouraging awareness to things in your life that you might otherwise overlook. There's no striving or trying here. Just give gratitude the chance to come up naturally. And when it does come up, let yourself sink into that feeling. Surrender to it. Notice how it feels in your body, how your energy might shift. And if it doesn't come up, that's okay. You don't need to try to make yourself feel it. Only words I'll offer here is surrender. Surrender to your heart and not the thoughts in your mind. Take a deep breath in. Now bring your awareness to that sweet breath, just as you're breathing. No need to change or alter it. As you inhale and as you exhale, maybe acknowledging that each of these breaths gives you life. It's the first thing we do when we're born, and it's the last thing we'll do when we transition. Breathing is life-giving. Inhaling and exhaling, trusting that the next one will come. And now become aware of your heart beating. It might even be helpful to place your hand over your heart and feel the pulse, the rhythm that is your body. As the heart beats, pulsing and filling with love and compassion and peace, all the same as we breathe in, we breathe out. Now we bring your awareness to our eyes, those that let you see color, the eyes that recognize the faces in your life, that give you the privilege of witnessing smiles, observe nature, the eyes that see the sunrise and the sunset, the eyes that find the rainbows in the clouds, the moon and the stars, the eyes that allow you to see yourself in the mirror. And now notice your ears, taking in all the sounds that surround you, all the things that you can hear. Music, laughter, the voices of those you love, your very own voice, the silence. The beautiful sounds of life. And now bring awareness to your nose. You might notice a gentle wind as you breathe in through your nose. And as you breathe out, any smells that might be cooking in the kitchen or lingering from that candle. Maybe you can recall the smell of an ocean breeze or that yummy smell of decaying leaves into the soil, the aroma of sweet perfume. fresh cut flowers. And now we bring our awareness to our lips. Invitation to lick your lips and feel your tongue in your mouth. Is there a taste that is residing there? Maybe leftover coffee or little remnants of a cupcake or cookie. Maybe you can taste that turkey. Awareness of your lips and mouth that tastes and savors and nourishes your body, kisses and speaks, whispers and sings. And now feel your hands, each fingertip. Awareness to your hands that hold, touch, caress. They open, they close, they applaud and squeeze. Your arms and shoulders that carry and hug, lift and stretch. And feeling your feet, our toes, the gift to wiggle them, the original mode of transportation. Your feet that which have carried you all through this life. And what about the tears? The tears, that healing therapy of salt water. If not now, recalling that gentle release of your tears, your sorrows, and calling back the strength that you are able to muster to make it through those troubling days. And acknowledging, bringing awareness to the abundance in your life, the expansion, your evolution, the ability to shift perspective, the affluence and flow and empathy and love and light. Breathe in, breathe out. And think of the love that is in your life. Your connection to those things that are sweet. Those things that just feel right. There is no question. When we no longer take life for granted, we become grateful for everything we have. Like our eyes and ears, our nose, our mouth, our hands, our feet. And in this idea of being open to gratitude, just breathe and let it flow. We'll complete our practice with a poem from one of my most favorite poets, John O'Donohue. He writes, "Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow." That poem is called Gratitude by John O'Donohue. And I know one of you will write in the chat asking me for it. So there it is. Good. Let's push all the air out of our lungs and we'll breathe in together. Breathe in. Mm. And gently flutter your eyes open. Move your tongue around your mouth. Wiggle your feet. Scrunch your face around. Good one, Sue. Maybe tilt your head from side to side. Mm. How are we feeling? Mm. You're so welcome, Julie. Thank you. So when we move through autopilot, right, we just forget about the abundance in our life. If we can just take 10 minutes to recognize all that we have, can really change how we feel. Mhm. So we have a couple of more sessions before the end of this calendar year. I wanted to cue you all to see if you would be interested in the past. I have created sort of like a New Year's intention setting recording because we won't be hosting Mindfulness Mondays on New Year's Day. So give me a show of hands if you guys would like a recording for a New Year's intention. Okay, you heard him, Danielle. We need homework. Awesome. So that will be pre-recorded. Depending on how much champagne I drink, I will definitely not be available. I'm only teasing you guys. All right. So we will see you back here next Monday with Devin. She's going to be facilitating a mindfulness session on equanimity, which is really great when we're stressed through the hustle of the holidays, right? Coming and returning to balance. All right. My beautiful, shining Parkinson's community, I will see you, if not on our Wellness Wednesday, again soon somewhere in Zoom. Okay, be well.